presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Baltimore. We are Wisconsin.
One more day in the desert, Phoenix, Arizona, as the Brewers wrap up the first stop of this two-city road trip. They have split the first two games with the Arizona Diamondbacks, the Crew winning on Friday night. The D-backs getting a come-from-behind win last night, 3-2. Series wrap-up features the newest addition to the Brewers roster, the top-rated prospect going into the season, according to Baseball America. Lewis Brinson makes his major league debut this afternoon. Good afternoon from Chase Field. Alongside Bill Schroeder, I'm Matt LePage. Jerry Augustine is our reporter. We'll get to Lou Brinson a bit more in a few minutes, but we have rocked the makings of a really good pitching matchup. Robbie Ray on the mound for the D-backs, and Chase Anderson, who has really been in lockdown mode of late.
Yeah, 21 2/3 scoreless innings, and that all started against the Diamondbacks 3 starts ago. Not only has he been keeping the opponent off the board, but eating up innings, 21 innings in his last 3 starts. And really attacking the strike zone with all of his pitches. I mean, when you see all these pitches as we work through this video, you're not going to see too many pitches in the box. Everything on the corners, down in the strike zone, fastballs, changeups, curveballs been very good. The difference for Chase, though, the curveball, that's been the difference maker in his last 3 starts. He's actually been pretty good dating back to last year. Last 24 starts, he's 10-2 with an earned run average under 3. He has made himself into the top starter for this ball club right now.
Yeah, this combo today, Anderson along with Robbie Ray, the 2 hottest pitchers going. We'll get you an opportunity to meet the newest Brewer, Lewis Brinson. He's at the top of the batting order. We'll hear from him coming up next on Fox Sports Wisconsin. Baseball on Fox Sports Wisconsin is brought to you by Miller Lite, the original light beer. by Hupy and Abraham. Voted best, rated best. Hupy and Abraham, tell them you mean business. And by Menards, save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. Well, during the game last night at Chase Field, Lewis Brinson, the latest prospect, the top-ranked prospect in the Brewers system, arrived at the visiting clubhouse and got a nice warm welcome and made the stroll from the clubhouse to the dugout, trying to stay calm and collected in the process.
Awesome. I tried not to look in the stands because there was, I think, 40,000 people there last night. I just tried to, say what's up to everybody, try to get to Craig as fast as I could and tell him thank you for the opportunity and, say thank you to all the coaches and then, embrace my new teammates. But it was great putting on that uniform, walking in the clubhouse, and, like I said, I couldn't be happier to do it yesterday.
You come in last night. Today you're getting a start. How special is this? Are you really looking forward to it?
Yeah, yeah, I think so. Man, this is, a dream come true, to play in a big league game, big league stadium. This has been my dream since I was 4 years old. So it's going to be, it's going to be a whirlwind. I'm probably going to have some butterflies. I'm trying to stay as calm as I can right now. Try not to look at my phone too much. Everybody's, wishing me luck and everything, but I'm just trying to stick to my routine I was doing in AAA. And, just go at it as another game. And I'm sure my first at-bat, once I get that first at-bat out of the way, I'll be fine.
And he won't have to wait long for that first at-bat. He hits at the top of the order. He'll face Robbie Ray, who has been lights out good for the Diamondbacks. Same story for Chase Anderson and the Brewers. Good pitching duel. We're ready to roll in Phoenix. And you had a look at Lewis Brinson making his major league debut. And for him, it might seem like a long time to wait, but that wait is about over because we are going to see him right away in this Brewers lineup this afternoon as these two teams get set for the rubber match of this three-game weekend series. The Brewers winning on Friday night, and then the Diamondbacks taking last night by a score of 3-2 as Craig Counsell takes his team on stop number one of this road trip. From here it is on to St. Louis. After a scheduled off day tomorrow, his team still leads the NL Central by 2 games ahead of the Chicago Cubs. Here is the Brewers batting order presented by Potawatomi. Lewis Brinson is at the top, followed by Eric Thames and Domingo Santana. Hernan Perez hits cleanup. Jet Bandy 5th. Keon Broxton back in the lineup. He's in center field hitting 6th, followed by Eric Sogard, Orlando Arcia, and Chase Anderson. And that's the batting order that'll be facing the left-hander Robbie Ray.
Yeah, red hot Robbie Ray. He's won 4 in a row. He just had a scoreless stretch. Snapped against the Padres, gave up 1 run in 6 2/3 last time out against San Diego. He had a 27 2/3 innings scoreless streak going. That included a start against Milwaukee.
This is a matchup of 2 of the really hot pitchers in baseball right now, with Ray and Chase Anderson. And, well, Lewis Brinson ready to make his big league debut. He has his uncle here. He has his mom here. Lou got the call, and girlfriend also here this afternoon in Phoenix. Lewis got the call yesterday and got to the ballpark during the game last night, and we are about to see him for the first time in a big league game. And he takes a look at a strike, and we are underway at Chase Field.
Well, good thing is he didn't have to ride around too much. Leading off, kind of a big guy to be a leadoff hitter. Had good numbers down in the minor leagues.
And he checks his swing, and he is down on the count. No balls, 2 strikes. He did hit leadoff at times for the Sky Sox. Of late, it's been more of the 2 and 3 spots in the order. As Rock said, the numbers were good in 45 games, hitting nearly, or actually better than 300, 312, an on-base percentage of close to 400, 6 homers. And he's showing some patience at the plates as well, 22 walks. And you see, going into the season, according to Baseball America, the top-ranked prospect, Josh Hader, number 2. And we saw Hader last night, and there is a diving stop, and Lewis Brinson is denied a base hit at his first big league at bat. Nick Ahmed just robbed him.
Yeah, that's just not right
No.
there. I mean, that's a heck of a play by Ahmed, and taking a base hit away from Brinson. There's no question that Ahmed can pick it over its shortstop. It's just a matter of getting base hits for him. That's a heck of a play, yeah, to start this game. Yeah, bummer.
Good contact, though, against the very red-hot pitcher in Robbie Ray. As Rock mentioned, the scoreless stretch of innings that he had at 27 2/3. Hunter Renfroe broke it up with a home run his last outing against San Diego. But over 30 1/3, he has allowed 8 hits. He has punched out 35 and has given up just the 1 run. Eric Thames at the plate. Thames hitless last night and is 1 for 8 in the series. The 1 hit was a double on Friday evening. Brewers with a 33 30 record going into this matchup this afternoon. A swing and a miss from Thames, and quickly Ray with 2 men out.
Yeah, check out the Diamondbacks Menards defense. You got Descalso making his 3rd consecutive start in left. Blanco Peralta center and right. Lamb Goldschmidt on the corners. Ahmed and Drury up the middle, and Herman behind home plate. Diamondbacks actually carry 3 catchers on their roster. Herman, the 3rd one to make a start in this series.
Yeah, you're right. And Herman is in quite a hitting slump, although he had a couple of hits taken away from him on Friday night. A liner that was caught by Eric Thames, and then the ground ball that Jonathan Villar made the spectacular play on. Saved a run, and unfortunately that was the play where Villar was hurt, and he is on the 10-day DL with a lower back strain. And that is what prompted the call-up of Lewis Brinson. It has been a very active week in the player transaction fronts for the Brewers. Brett Phillips, excuse me, concluding his first week as a Brewer. Josh Hader making his debut last night, and Brinson here this afternoon. And they join a team that's in 1st in the National League Central.
It's all good for the Brewers and Brewer fans.
And that is a fair ball down the line in right field, and Domingo Santana, a 2-out hit for the Crew.
I would imagine Rick Sweet, the AAA manager, not too pleased.
That's right.
Losing these 3 guys, right?
Taking all my guys away.
Yeah. A nice piece of hitting by Santana, doing what he does best, going to the opposite field. Just inside that first baseline, down the line, and a 2-out single.
Brewers last night managed but 2 hits. Zach Godley was terrific, and the bullpen very effective as well. Andrew Chafin, Archie Bradley, and then Fernando Rodney closing out the game. The man responsible for the 2 runs is at the plate right now, Hernan Perez. His 2-run blast in the 4th inning gave the Brewers the early lead. He has homered in each of the first 2 games of this series.
And both times taking fastballs that were up and in and hitting him out of here to left.
0-1 to Perez, with Santana the runner at first, just getting started here at Chase Field. Let's take a look at what Perez has done in this series. This was Friday night against Randall Delgado, and last night as well, going downtown against Zach Godley. The Powerball home run count, 9 of them for Hernan Perez so far this year.
Quick hands on that inside corner.
2 strikes and nothing to Perez, who's playing third this afternoon. This is a series where the 2 games have had very different personalities to them. A whole lot going on Friday night in an 8-6 Brewer win, and pitching was the name of the game last evening. Junior Guerra getting the start for the Crew. And Perez hits one on the nose, but right to the center fielder, and maybe knuckled on him, but Blanco stays with it and is able to secure it for out number 3. A hit, 1 left as the Brewers go down to the top of the first inning. His first big league at bats, found himself getting robbed of a base hit, and a terrific play by D-back shortstop Nick Ahmed. Let's take a look at the Arizona Diamondbacks. Torey Lovello's team in third in the NL West, and they have the best home record in baseball at 25-9. You see the record overall 38-26 in that tough NL West. Here's the Potawatomi batting order for the Diamondbacks. Gregor Blanco, David Peralta, Paul Goldschmidt at the top. Jake Lamp hits cleanup, followed by Brandon Drury, Daniel Descalso, Chris Herman hits 7th, Nick Ahmed 8th, and Robbie Ray rounds out the lineup for the D-backs against Chase Anderson, the former Arizona Diamondback.
Yeah, Chase has never lost to his old team. 3 starts, 2-0, 4 earned runs in 18 innings. Including taking a no-hitter into the 8th inning at Miller Park. 3 starts ago. Outstanding work for Chase.
And that was the big turnaround for him. He had come off a rough outing against the Cubs, but he has gone 21 2/3 straights without allowing a run as he works way inside to Gregor Blanco. left-handed heavy hitting lineup here this afternoon for the Diamondbacks. As you look at the numbers for Blanco, the center fielder. A.J. Pollock still trying to work his way back from a groin injury. Anderson drops a curve in there. A ball, 2 strikes to Blanco. Blanco, Peralta, and Goldschmidt here in the bottom of the first for the D-backs. Scheduled off day tomorrow for the Brewers, and then a 4-game series begins on Tuesday with the St. Louis Cardinals. Split doubleheader, making up a rainout from early May, and then also games on Wednesday and Thursday before the Brewers come back home. From hot and dry Phoenix to hot and humid St. Louis.
Yeah, doubleheader on Tuesday, a 1 o'clock start and a 7 o'clock start. The split doubleheaders that are very popular these days to get 2 gates.
If you're wondering, Monday an off day, why not play then? Well, you can't play on more than 20 consecutive days, and Brewers in a very hectic stretch. We need all parties to check off on that, and that wasn't going to happen. No. So it's hence the off day tomorrow.
And plus, with the doubleheader, we're able to add another player. Both teams will have 26 active players in that doubleheader.
2-2 pitch, curveball gets Blanco for out number 1.
Yeah, the difference maker pitch. I mean, it started against the Diamondbacks his last time. That was 3 starts ago. That curveball really has been a big pitch for Anderson. And the changeup's always been, important for him, but the curveball outstanding as of late.
A good start for Chase Anderson, as he will face David Peralta. Peralta 0 for 4 last night. Diamondbacks managed only 6 hits in that game. The big blow coming from Brandon Drury with the 2-run homer that turned out to be the difference in last night's game. And this will carry out a play. 0-2 the count. Let's check out our Car Soup scoop from the clubhouse. I mentioned the split doubleheader coming up for Craig Counsell's team on Tuesday. And he did announce to reporters today that Jimmy Nelson will go in one of the games. Still a starter to be determined for the other. A better grasp on that later this evening as they head on to St. Louis. But we know we will see Jimmy Nelson on Tuesday. We'll see who joins him. 2-strike pitch to Peralta.
Yeah, Brewers currently with 9 relievers in their bullpen. 4 bench players. You wonder if they're going to make a move with one of the relievers, bring up a starter as the 26th guy, and then, to round out the roster, maybe bring up another position player. And we'll see what they do.
Peralta sticks the bat out there and singles to center field. First hit of the day for Arizona.
Check out the Menards Brewers defense. You got Lewis Brinson making a start out in left field. Major league debut for the big fella. Broxton Santana in the outfield. That's like an NBA front 4 right there. Those 3 guys up there. Right. Perez, Arcia, Sogard, and Thames from 3rd to 1st, and Jed Bandy behind home plate. Actually front 3, not front 4.
Got some good length there, though. Your point. I got you. I'm thinking football.
Power forwards.
Yeah. There's Brian Gorman, the crew chief, over at first. Dan Iasonia calling balls and strikes. Nick Lentz and Trip Gibson rounding out the crew here, making the calls this afternoon. Here's Paul Goldschmidt. He has reached safely in 37 straight home games. That ties a club record set by Stephen Drew. And just one of the prolific players in this game, and maybe out of that group, the least heralded outside of the Phoenix area, or at least state of Arizona. But he has been very good for a while now. An all-star each of the last 4 years, and you figure this will make it 5.
Goldschmidt has appeared in every game for the Diamondbacks. He did not start a game at Miller Park. It was a day game. He did pinch hit. A superstar that's in there every day.
He has created his fair share of trouble against the Brewers, as you can tell from those numbers. Walked a couple of times last night. He leads the National League in drawing walks with 47. He's actually at or near the top in a number of categories. On base percentage of .442. 13 homers and the 47 RBIs to go along with it. It's a very difficult 3-4 combo for opposing pitchers, with Goldschmidt followed by the cleanup hitter Jake Lamb. 2-1 the count to the Arizona first baseman. Peralta the runner at first.
Yeah, just about every major league team has a very potent 3-4 combination in their batting order, but these guys take it to the next level as far as, run production, on base percentage. Goldschmidt and Lamb. Lamb leads the team in RBIs.
Leads all the baseball, in fact, with 56 runs batted in. A 3-run homer on Friday night for Arizona did Jake Lamb. 3-1 pitch. And that is ripped, and that's going to go into the corner. Brinson will run it down. Rounding third is Peralta, and he'll hold there. It's a double for Goldschmidt. And the Diamondbacks with an early threat.
Yeah, you can't fall behind Paul Goldschmidt. When you do, you're in trouble. Two-seam fastball that leaked back over the heart of the plate. See Bandy setting up inside, right down the middle, and Goldschmidt turns on it down in the corner. Good job playing a Karen by Brinson. Gets it in quickly.
Runners at second and third as the Diamondbacks trying to put an end to this scoreless stretch. That was a good play out there. Those things that you have to get adjusted to, and how balls play off the wall here. And Brinson is acting like he's been there before. Here is Jake Lamb, 16 homers, MLB best 56 RBIs. Breakout year was last season. Very nearly an all-star. Had a huge first half. Tailed off in the second, but still the total package was a very good year for Lamb. And off to a terrific first half of this season.
Yeah, you got to be careful with this guy coming inside. Very quick bat, down and in is his hot zone. And first base is open, so you figure maybe Anderson might want to be a little careful here. Now you got Drury coming up. Maybe get yourself a double play ball.
Something the Brewers have been terrific at getting. 72 of them, as a matter of fact, including one last night. 2-0 pitch.
That's a good spot with that fastball, even on 2-0, up and in.
Remember a couple of years ago, Lamb won the third base job. Signing out of Cuba of Yasmani Tomas. Figured he might be in line to be the third baseman. Lamb beat him out. Tomas playing the outfield when healthy. He too on the disabled list with a groin injury. Both of these teams with some pretty significant players who are out of action. Obviously Ryan Braun for the Brewers down at the Yard. Travis Shaw. Frontliners on both rosters missing here.
Right. Now be careful here, 3-1. Danger pitch here.
And right off the glove of Anderson. Arcia, the charge and the throw over to Thames. A run will score as Anderson saves himself there from a batted ball go right into his midsection, and Arcia able to finish the play for out number 2.
Yeah, Chase is telling the Brewers dugout that he got the glove, didn't hit me. Now able to knock it down, and Arcia able to finish it off. Good off balance throw to first base, but a run does come in. It would have been nice to catch that on a fly. Might have been out of the inning with a double play.
So it goes 1-6-3. RBI for Jake Lamb. The scoreless streak ends for Chase Anderson. 22 1/3. A heck of a stretch, and now just trying to keep Goldschmidt stranded over at third right now as Brandon Drury is at the plate.
This gives you a sense of how Earl Hershiser's streak went. 59 consecutive scoreless innings. That's incredible.
It is. We talk a lot about pitching matchups, and this one certainly one you can't help but anticipating. You know how it goes, though. Sometimes when you build it up, you might see the baseball flying all over the park. Let's see. 0-1 the count to Drury. Big blow last night. See what he's done in this series.
It was a long at bat against Junior Guerra. Finally, Junior hung a split-fingered fastball with 2 strikes, and he hit it out of the ballpark with a man on base.
Big hit coming in inning number 6. The Brewers were unable to come up with an answer. Here's what Rock's talking about.
Yep, he hung it, and Drury hit it out of there in left field by plenty. Drury in that at bat missed a number of fastballs that were down the middle, end up centering on a split-fingered fastball.
2-1 pitch. Lifted in the air to right toward the corner, and Santana will not have a play. I mentioned the hot stretch of Anderson. This really continues from last year, from late July. Last 2 dozen starts has pitched to a 2.77 ERA. 10 wins and 12 decisions. But lately he's been A, winning, and B, giving Craig Counsell a lot of innings, 7+ in each of his last 3 starts.
And this year he had a 4-start stretch in the beginning of May that was not very good. Other than that, the other 8 starts have been terrific.
2-2 pitch. Broken bat, and that's Arcia snapping it up. That'll do it for the Diamondbacks, but they pick up a run. The scoreless stretch ends for Chase Anderson. 1-0 D-backs after 1.
The 1-0 lead, and the Crew is back in action at Miller Park this coming Friday, June 16th. The Brewers and Padres open up a weekend set, and the first 20,000 fans will get a free fan-designed Brewers t-shirt courtesy of Hupy and Abraham. Go to Brewers.com to reserve your spot today.
Jet Bandy leading off here in the 2nd inning. Has not been in the lineup in the first 2 games, although he did come in late on Friday night and had 1 at bat. He pops this one up. And Drury will give way to David Peralta for the first out.
Yeah, Robbie Ray has been on a roll. He gave up a run his last time out against the Padres, gave up a solo shot, the only run he allowed. Start before that, a complete game victory. That has good command. Change up's been good. The curveball, the fastball. And that's what he did against the Padres.
And they say the use of the curveball has gone up significantly for Ray this season. Last year threw it about 5% of the time, and as he delivers one here, last year about 5% of the time. This year more like 20.
Oh, speed stuff's good. Not afraid to come inside. Big time strikeout pitcher. Got 96 strikeouts already.
Keon Broxton trying to snap out of a slump. Two strikes and nothing to Robbie Ray, who has one strikeout already in the first inning. Was able to get Eric Thames. Right though about Ray, the strikeout clip is excellent this year. Last year he was 4th in the National League with 218 punch-outs. Record a little deceptive for a team that struggled mightily. He was 8-15. The ERA was up there at 4.90, but he was a tough pitcher. 218 strikeouts in 174 and a third innings.
Yeah, and this year over 11 strikeouts per 9.
Right on that kind of pace again this season. He's ahead of the count. A ball, 2 strikes to Keon Broxton.
And you hear the grunting from Robbie Ray just about every pitch. He'll do it with a fastball. He'll grunt when he throws a changeup, so as to not give it away.
Little tennis player technique.
Mm-hmm.
The 1-2. The 25-year-old Robbie Ray, 12th round pick by the Nationals back in 2012. He's out of Brentwood, Tennessee. Turned down a scholarship offer from the University of Arkansas to pursue his pro baseball dreams, and he gets a strikeout of Broxton for the second out here in inning number 2.
Yeah, that's a good breaking ball right there, down and in, and Keon over the top of it. And more of the slider right there than the curveball. 86 miles an hour.
Two up, 2 down for Robbie Ray here in the second inning. And here is Eric Sogard. Seen him at the top of the order, and here this afternoon he hit 7th. He's hitless in the series so far. Last hit, as a matter of fact, was a home run leading off the 9th inning on Thursday against the Giants. You see very healthy numbers as a Brewer so far. It's about a month ago that Sogard was called up, May 12th. Took the roster spot with Ryan Braun on his first trip to the disabled list at Sogard. You might say made a very favorable impression, homering off Matt Harvey. By the way, Braun still trying to work his way back from the calf injury, and they're not ready to declare a specific timetable yet, but you can tell he's able to slowly but surely increase the workload.
Starting to do some light running. Be nice to get him back in that lineup.
They have found a way to put runs on the board last night. Obviously an exception, but some terrific pitching. But they have mixed and matched. Who's playing in the left? The batting order has mixed and matched. Sogard will lift one into left field and shallow toward the line, and actually in foul territory, where Jake Lamb will squeeze it, and the Brewers are retired in order. We are through an inning and 1/2. Diamondbacks with the early lead.
Bottom of the second inning, Chase Anderson on the mound with the D-backs leading 1-0. You know, we talk about Chase Anderson and the changes we see. He's become in 2017 a 4-pitch pitcher, but we're seeing now where he's really starting to use the fastball by effect. Fastball and changeup is more effect. He gets ahead with the fastball, is able to use it, but really, like Rock, you talked earlier, that curveball has been a big pitch, and this year has really refined that cutter. He'll go to that cutter a little bit more than his fastball. He'll get ahead with the fastball, then has that ability to use that good curveball and that cutter. It's really paid big dividends for him.
And really the only way you're going to be able to put a stretch, like put together a stretch like Chase has been able to do, is having all those pitches that you can go to at any time in the count. I mean, if you become predictable, you're not going to be able to have the numbers that Chase has been able to put together. I mean, any pitcher would be like that. But right now, when you talk about cutter, two-seamer, four-seam fastball, I mean, you're talking about maybe 6-7 pitches that he can go to.
And a little more velo here, as we have seen from Anderson this year as well. 96 catches Descalso looking for the first out.
Yeah, that helps a little bit too. When you can throw, he threw a fastball in the first inning at 97 miles an hour. That one able to, catch the inside corner. Pitching inside has really opened up all the off-speed stuff, and he's been able to do it a lot of times without the cut fastball.
2 strikeouts for Chase Anderson. Now here is Chris Herman. Well, we talked about the increased velocity, just a little more hop on it this year. The workout regime putting on some good muscle over the off season, and it's paying off here in the first 2.5 months of 2017 season. Went through a rocky month of May.
Good changeup right there on the bottom of the strike zone.
Herman, a struggling hitter, 0 for his last 25. Missed a couple of games. A hand injury. I mentioned made some pretty good contact on Friday night, but had nothing to show for it. A couple of very good defensive plays. One from Eric Thames, the other from Jonathan Villar. Anderson ready with a 2-2 pitch. Got him. Out number 2, changeup from Chase Anderson. 2 up, 2 down, both via strikeouts.
Yeah, good move and going away. Ended up off the outside corner at 86 miles an hour. You can see the grip. Look at the movement. And Herman way out in front tried to pull it. It's all about the arm action on a changeup, and Chase has had good arm action on his.
Strikeout number 3 for Anderson. Now he will face the man who broke up his no-hit bid. His last start against Arizona at Miller Park, Nick Ahmed. As Anderson went through the first 7, came out for the 8th. Ahmed greeted him with a single, and then it was a done day, a done afternoon for Anderson. A terrific game as Greg Counsell turned it over to the bullpen and a Brewers win. That was against Zach Greinke too. You recall the Brewers lost a couple tough ones to begin that series, and then had the prospect of facing Greinke and got the bats going and got a terrific outing from Anderson.
Yeah, starting rotation as a unit has been tremendous over a pretty good stretch now.
8-2 over the last 16. The starters numbers, an ERA of 2.08. And there's a roller over to Orlando Arcia, charging, picking, and taking care of Nick Ahmed. Anderson with a 1-2-3 inning, and we are good 2 in Phoenix. Brought to you by the Wisconsin Lottery, reminding you to please play responsibly. And by Toyota. Let's go places. 1-0 Diamondbacks lead the Brewers as we move to the top of the third inning. It's cooling off here in the Phoenix area, by the way. Today's high only expected to be about 100. And low 90s tomorrow. But by this time next week, they say about 116, 117.
Normal.
Yeah.
You been to the Grand Canyon?
I have not. I am sorry to say.
Yeah, it's worth it. You got to get there at some point.
Got to flown over it a number of times. And never have actually. No. That is a must-do. There's Orlando Arcia leading things off. Yeah, you live out here, you roll with it, right? 110, 115. That's just it's the way it is.
Yeah, you don't have to shovel it.
And they remind us of that often. 2 balls, 1 strike to Orlando Arcia. 3 infield hits on Friday nights. Had a base hit to center last evening, so he's enjoying a pretty good series at the plate. 4 homers. He has driven in 19 on the year. As Arcia is able to work Ray for a walk to begin inning number 3. At times the control can be a bit of an issue with Ray. He's had a couple of 5 walk outings.
He had 2 consecutive starts where he did not walk a batter, including his start against the Brewers.
Yeah, of late he has given up nothing. Obviously very little in terms of runs and has had very good command. Brewers are kind of hoping they get that Robbie Ray, who scuffled a bit in the early days of May. He's facing his former teammate and good friend Chase Anderson. 0-1 the count. Again, he'll try to lay one down and move Arcia up a base. And that's a strike. Say it's much easier on the 2 participants than the families, the wives specifically. Story today in the Arizona Republic about that. These 2 guys have wanted to face each other, and the family is saying no, don't. Today they get that chance. Swinging away is Anderson.
Families don't want it.
Families don't want it. Pitchers do, though. Want that opportunity.
Yeah, Chase been swinging the bat pretty well too. At that 154 batting average, does have an RBI.
0-2 the count. Arcia the runner at first. And that'll be a strikeout. 1 away here in the 3rd. Anderson unable to lay down a sacrifice bunt. It's the first out of the inning, and here is Lewis Brinson. For the game last night, Brett Phillips in the dugout, Ryan Braun conversation as well there. Brinson, Phillips, and Hader were all roommates, so there's some housing quarters available. You would think, given what has happened with these 3 guys, any kind of a good luck charm, you'd want to get in there right away.
Yeah, no kidding.
Telling Brett, I think maybe the rent should increase.
The good luck spot.
Some prize living quarters right now.
The apartment that beamed you to Milwaukee.
That's right. And the big leagues. It was fun to watch the video there that we showed right before the game when Brinson came into the clubhouse and was greeted by Ryan Braun, Eric Thames, Keon Broxton, and just they were able to show you Lewis making that walk from the clubhouse into the dugout, taking it in within reason, but as he was telling Jerry Augustine, just trying to Stay locked in. Make sure you meet your manager right away. Touch base with him and get yourself dialed in.
I think it's good that he got here, last night to just kind of take it all in, suck it all up, all the stuff going around the big league game, and getting a start here today. Last thing you want is to be sitting on that bench too long before you get an opportunity to play.
He was robbed of a hit in his first big league at bat. Terrific play by Nick Ahmed.
Now, you don't bring a guy like Brinson to the major leagues without knowing he's going to get some playing time. That's the last thing you want. Bring him up, sit him on the bench.
First round draft pick of the Texas Rangers. Of course, coming over in the Jonathan Lucroy trade. Good cut and a miss there. 2-1 the count.
Yep, outer half, 95. Pretty straight fastball. Just mixes it up so well, does Robbie Ray. I mean, he's a guy that he's got all the pitches, can command pretty well. Never know what you're going to get.
Yeah, you can only ease somebody in there within reason. Brinson had a chance to take it in a little bit, and then now his first big league at bats against one of the hot pitchers in the game in Robbie Ray. 6'3", 195 out of Coral Springs, Florida. Lewis Brinson. He's able to check. And ahead of the count, 3-1.
It's about average size for the Brewers outfield.
They've got length.
They do. Cover those gaps pretty well.
Brinson in left this afternoon. Broxton in center. Santana in right. Hitters count here for Lewis Brinson. Garcia, the runner at first, reaching on a walk to lead off this inning. And Brinson draws a walk. So a couple now given up by Ray in the third. Brinson family, his mom, his uncle, his girlfriend liking what they're seeing.
Well, good patience at the plate. The last two weren't really all that close. I wonder if Robbie Ray thinking a little bit too much about Arce over at first. Arce not a big base stealer. Want to have a chat with Ray. 3 strikeouts and 2 walks in this game so far.
An example of patience from Brinson. That's part of the book on him. He's showing a little bit more of that. Walking 22 times in 45 games with the Sky Sox.
We saw in spring training a very quick bat on the inside part of the plate, but his game is gap to gap really. And as he gets older, he says it's been a while. He's been waiting for this call for a while. He's only 23. He's got a lot to learn.
Council getting him right in the lineup today at the top of the order. Draws a walk. Brewers have a little something going here in the third against Ray as Eric Thames steps in. Going after the first pitch, and he sends this into very shallow center field. The shortstop Nick Ahmed will take care of it.
Hey, you get live broadcasts, scoring updates, breaking news, and more right at your fingertips with MLB.com At Bat, the official app of the Brewers. Download At Bat today, free for your smartphone or tablet, or both.
All of the above, absolutely. Tell you all you need to know.
Told us a lot about that Yankee game today. Judge with another couple of homers.
Yeah, he isn't doing much, is he?
No. Boy, oh boy.
Put a hurting on the Orioles today. We'll show you a couple of those highlights here shortly.
Did I give it away? I'm sorry.
Nah, merely a tease. Tease of coming attractions. That's what we do. Domingo Santana singled to right in the first inning. Couple of hits now in this series for Santana. Very good at the plate after a very rough start. It's in the dirt. Herman with the block. One of the 3 catchers in the 25-man roster for Arizona.
And you wonder how long that's going to last. I mean, not too many teams can afford to have 3 catchers, and when you consider, they really can't play anywhere else.
Runners are on the move. Pitch is taken. The throw down to second. Not even close. As the Brewers execute the double steal, Arcia and Brinson move up the base, and the Brewers have runners at second and third with 2 men out.
Yeah, a lot of times when you have a left-hander out on the mound, it's a lot easier to steal third than it is first. And Herman realizing no chance at Arcia, so he tries to get Brinson. He gets his first stolen base in the big leagues.
2 balls, 1 strike to Santana. RBI chance here for Domingo. He has driven in 34 so far this year. So there you go, another first. Arcia, the runner over at third, after getting his third swipe. Brewers trying to strike back. Diamondbacks put a run on the board in the first inning. And the crew making Robbie Ray work it here in this third inning. Ray has walked 2, and he has a 3-2 count on Santana.
I'm not sure they want to be too careful with Santana. You got Perez on deck. He's had the big bat for the Brewers in this series.
He's homered twice in the series, 1 each on Friday night as well as last night. Full count to Santana. And a swing and a miss, and that'll do it for the Brewers in the third. So a couple of walks, but Ray strands a pair as a breaking ball gets Santana, and it remains a 1-0 game. You are spot on, Tom. Exactly right. We're going to see him in a few weeks at Yankee Stadium. A big dude who hits it really hard and hits it a long way. Aaron Judge.
And playing at a ballpark that surrenders a lot of home runs, Yankee Stadium. Yeah, what a start for him, right?
Oh, amazing.
Wow.
And it does seem like, at least from afar, you could say this, it seems like he handles all this very well, knows how to handle the media, and if you don't, in that market, you're done.
Is the media tough there?
I've heard that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is it rumor has it?
Yeah.
I don't have a confirmation on that.
Yeah.
But he does. It seems like he says all the right things and stays pretty humble, and then goes about hitting baseballs really hard. 14-3 Yankees over the Orioles today. Robbie Ray leading off the home half of the third. He's having a decent year at the plate, and he hits one sharply to Thames. Feed Chase Anderson for out number 1.
Of course, you would expect any kind of media to be pretty good to judge at this point, right? I mean, what could they possibly come up with that is going to be negative for him right now?
Yeah, you'd have to be just kind of miserable to try to find a flaw in that portfolio these days. It's just terrific.
And you figure at some point the kid's going to go into a spell where he's not swinging the bat all that well, and we'll see how he deals with that.
Yeah, widespread panic will be in the media, right? All the platforms that are benching. Move him. Send him down. Here's Gregor Blanco. Blanco struck out. His first at bat. One and only run of the game coming in the first inning. These two pitchers on quite the roll. We've talked about going into the game. Anderson and Robbie Ray. Chase's scoreless streak finally ending, but you go 22 1/3 before giving up a run. That'll get your attention. Ray went 27 2/3 scoreless. That streak was stopped in his last outing against the Padres, but still gave up just 1 run. It was a homer to Hunter Renfroe. 2 strikes and nothing to the center fielder Blanco.
Hey, Anderson got Blanco on strikes last time up with a good curveball down.
Missed with a fastball on 0-2, and now on the 1-2 pitch in the dirt. 3 strikeouts so far for Chase here this afternoon. Came over with Aaron Hill and Isan Diaz. A Gene Segura swap. Segura signing a sweet contract. The Mariners last week. There's a ground ball. Nice stop by Thames. Feed to Anderson for the second out.
Yeah, that's a nice play. Thames looked like he had a tricky hop right at the end there, but able to get down, make the adjustment with the glove, and a nice easy flip over to Chase at first. Right here, ball comes up on him just a little bit. Good reflexes and able to keep it in the glove. He was guarding the line, and good thing he was.
And turns in good work over at first. At left field, he had a tough play last night. But in fairness to both Thames and Daniel Descalso, for that matter, Descalso really had some trouble on Friday night, but it's not their natural spot. Descalso, the left fielder, again today, but he's had fewer than 24 starts in his big league career in left field. And most of that actually is happening this year.
Not as easy as you think.
No.
From the infield to the outfield.
Here's David Peralta. Thames has handled things over at first very well. Peralta got that scoring inning started with a single to center field. A fastball at 95 from Anderson. First, Peralta singled, advanced to third on a Goldschmidt double, and then scored on a ground ball from Jake Lamb. And that has been it so far. Two balls, one strike. And that changeup evens the count.
As long as you get that changeup over the plate, it can be down out of the strike zone, but if it's over the plate, pretty good chance you might get a swing.
2-2 pitch. Back up there at 97. Always interesting to watch the pitch sequence.
Just trying to keep hitters off balance. That's what it's all about.
Again, the 2-2. Right off the foot. That one you feel.
That's the cutter right there. So he's throwing a lot of different fastballs today. Two-seamer, four-seamer, cutter off the foot. Curveball, changeup. That's a lot for a hitter to be aware of.
Felt that foul ball. Peralta, the 29-year-old, Venezuela, originally signed with the St. Louis Cardinals and was actually signed as a pitcher. Very good year 2 years ago. Hit better than 300, 17 homers. Last year, wrist and back issues limited his year. Played in about a third of the games of the season for Arizona. This is popped up. Hernan Perez is there. That'll do it. Anderson with another 1-2-3 inning, and we are through 3. Diamondbacks leading 1-0.
One nothing game. Diamondbacks leading, and we're sitting up in the stands with some very happy people right here. We have Louis Brinson's uncle Jimmy and Josh Hader's dad Tom. Must be pretty exciting to be here and watch Louis in the field.
Words can't describe how I'm feeling right now. This is what he's waited for all his life, what I've waited for him, and we're just all happy to be here.
You know, he said that how excited that he has been here. Just to walk in the ballpark, you see 40,000 people. But what is it for you watching Louis go out there and have that opportunity to start his first game and be here in front of all these fans?
Well, like I said, it's his dream, and to see his dream come true makes my dream come true.
Yeah.
It's just, I mean, like I said, words can't describe it. It's just beyond words. I'm just over the top right now.
Tom, how did Josh let you know that he was coming up to the big leagues?
I was actually on the ball field myself because I umpire, and I kept getting phone calls, missed calls from him, and then finally when I did get a hold of him, he said, "Dad, I got the call." I said, I don't want to say what I said on TV, so, but it was just an emotional, just ready. All right, where do we got to go? What do we got to do? And then we showed up the next day, and it's been a roller coaster ever since.
I do have to ask you one thing. What is your vertical jump?
I don't know, but it could be pretty high.
Well, last night when Josh came to the game, I thought you were going to end up in the upper deck. We were watching on TV, but you know, you came the first day. Josh got to warm up, and then last night coming to the game. Tell me something about your emotions as you watched him walk out to the mound.
Since he was about 4 when he started playing, that's been his dream. He goes, Dad, I'm going to make it to the show. I'm going to make it. And then 23 years later, all the trips up and down the highway and everything that we've done, and he's here, and it's just, I'm just one proud papa right now. So it's a dream. So, and I love to live it with him. So
these are two families that are really excited and fun to come to the ballpark, but to watch their family go out, their sons, Lewis and Josh, to be in the ball game in front of 40,000 people is something that they have dreamed of. Not only have the players dreamed of, but they have. So, guys, back to you.
All right, Augie, great job. Thank you very much. And yeah, it never gets old watching players make their big league debut and watching their families take it in. Hernan Perez leading off this fourth with a single, by the way, here for the Brewers. But Rock, I know we've asked you any number of times about what it was like that first time for you, as Jet Bandy sends one into the air that Drury will handle for out number one. But every time someone makes a big league debut, can you help but just think back to your moment?
You know, I mean, when I got called up in '83, it was in July, and I couldn't help but think how happy my parents were going to be when I was able to get a hold of them and tell them. I mean, I was happy. I was in the moment. I wanted to get up there to the big leagues and do the job, but I just couldn't wait to tell my folks, to see their reaction on that phone. I mean, they sacrificed like they were talking about there in Augie's interview. I mean, they deserve every bit of the credit, you know, for these guys making it to the big leagues, all the sacrifices, all the days in the cars going back and forth to games, and you know, giving up a lot, you know, throughout their life to allow these guys to make it to the major leagues. Nobody does it by themselves.
And you see the families, and Augie had a chance to talk with the fathers of both Lewis Brinson or the uncle Lewis Brinson and Josh Hader's father. I mean, you talk about the emotional roller coaster, as they mentioned, when things go well. And for Josh Hader, yep, he's coming out of the bullpen, getting ready to get in there for his first inning of work in the big leagues, and he kept the D-backs off the board, getting a strikeout of Jake Lamb with 2 runners on. And 2 walks. One was intentional, but he was able to get that fastball by Lamb, called third strike, and that was a big moment.
Yeah,
big in the game, big for him. He'll never forget it, but it was significant. A significant part of the game last night.
And it's all going to be up, you know, as far as Hader's career, going to be dependent upon that off-speed stuff. I mean, he showed a really electric fastball. He actually got an out on a slider yesterday, but he showed poise after that first hitter. I wouldn't have wanted to be Gregor Blanco last night, the first guy to face Hader in the game, and just hang loose in that box. But he put it together pretty quickly.
Perez running on a foul tip off the bat of Keon Broxton. Or check it, there was not a foul tip. I'm sorry, it is a stolen base. So a steal here for Hernan Perez. The Brewers with a runner in scoring position. I thought Keon got a piece. He did not.
Yeah, Brewers must have something on Robbie Ray, because that's their 3rd stolen base last couple innings.
A ball, 2 strikes to Broxton. 16 RBIs on the year. Good time for him to snap out of the slump, but not happening yet, as he goes down on swinging for the 2nd time in as many at-bats.
Just having a difficult time is Keon. You know, he's kind of caught behind the fastball, out in front of the off-speed stuff, and at some point, you know, that's kind of the way it goes. You just got to grind it out. There's not a whole lot anybody can do about it.
Well, the good news, bad news there. Keon's been through the drill where he has struggled, but the good news is he has worked his way out of it. We've seen that in the past, and hopefully that will happen here as this game moves along. Here's Eric Sogard.
You go into stretches where you feel like you're sitting in the on-deck circle, you're ready to get an 0-2 count. I know I say that a lot, but that's kind of the way it goes when, you know, the mentality of a guy that's really having a tough time at the plate. You always feel like pitchers are making their best pitches on you. That's just because you're not seeing the ball that well.
And then if you do square up on one, it's right at somebody.
Yeah, right.
You know, we saw Jet Bandy pop out here earlier this inning, but he's, you know, been going through a tough stretch of the plate, and he's had some very hard hit balls and has not been rewarded. Just think back of Thursday afternoon and that ninth inning rally that they had going against Mark Melancon. I mean, you couldn't have hit it any harder. It was to Eduardo Nunez, who was able to snag that high liner and extend the game. Unfortunately, the Brewers were a hit away from winning it, but the Giants able to win in extra innings. 0-2 the count to Sogard. Popped up his first trip. Hernan Perez, the runner at second. And that bounces up there. Nice job by Herman of keeping it in front.
And another curveball. It's been a lot of curveballs from Robbie Ray today, and they're only pretty even split, sliders, curveballs, but big differential. Not too many sliders, a lot of curveballs against this Brewers offense.
6-3 record, a .285 earned run average coming into the game for Ray, and he is giving up nothing on 2 hits so far this afternoon. Strike 3 called. Fastball catches the corner, and that's it. Leadoff single, but Perez left stranded as Robbie Ray racking up the strikeouts. He has 6 of them. 1-0 Arizona. The bottom of the 4th at Chase Field. Davey Nelson's Celebrity Golf Tournament coming up. It'll take place in Kohler July 25th and 26th. Congratulations to Davey for his efforts to raise money in support of Brewers Community Foundation and Open Arms. This event has successfully highlighted the importance of giving back for a number of years. Big thank you to Davey and all his work. One of the good people you will meet in this game.
Yeah, no kidding. And back in Milwaukee, taking this one in, doing pre and post today, and he's had some late hours this weekend.
Couple late night with the Brewers, and now a little Sunday afternoon, a little late Sunday afternoon with the Brewers. Paul Goldschmidt leads off. Goldschmidt, Lamb, and Drury, the 3, 4, and 5 hitters in the Arizona order. We thank Jerry Augustine for handling the role of reporter here again this weekend. Fun interview talking with families of Josh Hader and Lewis Brinson.
Augie having a good time here in Arizona with the rest of us.
Goldschmidt rips one, but foul. BA is back, by the way, on Tuesday. Brian Anderson back in his where he should be.
That was well timed, by the way.
Yeah, I thought he would
bucking out of town
there
for the doubleheader.
Yeah, it was kind of a veteran move on my part.
Nobody can call you dumb.
Well, they have. They have.
Well, they should.
They called a lot of things, including that. But yeah, BA back for that split doubleheader on Tuesday. That's the St. Louis Cardinals. Sophia's back too, right? I believe Sophia Bennett will be back, so you'll have And the band back together. Brewers won the series against the Cardinals in early May. It turned into a 4-game, or it was originally a 4-game series. It became 3. Brewers won 2 out of 3, making up the rain out. Plus the split doubleheader on Tuesday. It was the first series win in 3 years against St. Louis, and the coolest part of it was that when players were asked about it, for the most part, they didn't know.
Yeah,
because they didn't have anything to do with it.
What do they care? They haven't been around. That's a nice thing about being young and just trying to make your mark in the major leagues. All those preconceived notions and all those, things that have been a problem for the Brewers in the past. They know nothing about it. Go out there and play baseball.
Yeah, it's what they're doing. Guys like Lewis Brinson, Brett Phillips. 8th pitch of the at bat here coming up for Anderson against Goldschmidt, and he gets him swinging. 96 on the heat from Anderson, out number 1.
Challenged him with a fastball and put it pretty much down the middle of the plate, outer half. Goldschmidt swings right through it. He doesn't miss too many of these. Look out, 96, outer half, and swing and a miss. Maybe that's the way you get him out. Just throw it down the middle.
Imagine that.
We had that discussion on Friday, right?
That's right. If he hits it hard, hopefully it's at somebody.
Put it on the corner, outside corner, rips one in the right, inside corner, whistles one down the left field line. So here it is, right down the middle. See what you can do with it.
George Brett back in the day, Goldschmidt today.
Yeah, right.
Here's Jake Lamb. And that's by the mound. Arcia charging and making it look easy. Out number 2.
Hey, that brings us today's time of the game winner, the Pine Street Bar in Little Chute. If they call the Brewers by 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, they get 40 tickets to a Friday night game in the Miller Lite Beer Pen. This offer courtesy of the Tavern League of Wisconsin and Miller Lite. My voice hit a different octave there.
It did.
I said Little Chute.
You got excited.
Tavern of the game always gets me excited.
I know.
Especially toward the end of the game.
As happy hour approaches. Here's Brandon Drury. I'm right there with you, Rock. Drury not liking the call from Dan Iasonia. We're okay with umpires who say, bring the bat for a reason, boys.
Yeah, swing it.
Let's go.
That one just a little bit off the corner. Of course, the one that Sogard got rung up on was a little bit off the plate. But again, let's go back to the old days where you go up there with 2 strikes, protect the plate. Too close to take.
It's 2 strikes and nothing right now. Anderson against Brandon Drury. 6 homers. He has driven in 24. He's been really good at home, but that's been the big story with Arizona. They've been good as a team at home. Drury, 371 his average at Chase Field this year. 2-strike pitch. Still relatively early in this game, but we have seen some awfully good pitching here the last couple of games. Last night, well pitched. More of the same so far this afternoon.
That one didn't miss by much either.
That's one in the day, right?
Yep. See you later.
Yep.
The old adage, too close to take with 2 strikes. These days, it's too close to take or too close to swing at with 2 strikes. Yeah, good chance it might be called a ball.
There's the 2-2. That one scoots him back. So from 0-2 to 3-2.
Trying to come inside a little bit too far.
Full count to the second baseman, Brandon Drury. And he lost him. Jumped on him 0-2 and gives up a walk. That is the first one allowed by Anderson this afternoon.
They just tried to be a little bit too fine once he got to 0-2.
Anderson will face Daniel Descalso. Anderson with 4 strikeouts. Descalso, one of those victims in the 2nd inning, took a called 3rd strike. A swing and a miss there, and a change for strike 1. Anderson has gone 7+ in each of his last 3 starts. As Rock mentioned a while ago, in that early month of May, it was a much different story. He had a 4-outing stretch where there were a couple of 4 2/3, 5 1/3, but just had trouble getting any deeper than that. Some no decisions in there, and before the hot stretch started for Anderson, he got roughed up by the Cubs. Gave up 6 runs in 4 innings, but since then he has been very, very good.
It was interesting, you know, in that Cub game. I mean, before that he was having a difficult time finding the corners and was missing off the plate. That Cubs starter looked like he was throwing a lot of pitches down the middle, compensating. You know, didn't have that good command, so he's figuring, I'm not going to miss. I'm going to get a little bit more of the plate, and that's when they hit him pretty hard. Gave up 3 homers. Right now, he's on the corners pretty consistently.
And ahead in the count, a ball, 2 strikes to Daniel Descalso. Last couple of years with the Rockies, a 5-year run with the Cardinals. Descalso, first year with Arizona. Showing his versatility and getting the biggest dose of left field in his big league career is Descalso. The runner at first is Drury, reached on a walk.
Well, they keep him in the lineup because of his bat, but his bat has not gotten going quite yet. They've got Fuentes, Hazelbaker, you know, 2 left-handed hitting outfielders that have not played all that much. Trying to get the Descalso going.
Just a .215 average coming into the game, and a swing and a miss there. Another changeup, and that'll do it for Descalso, and that'll do it for the Diamondbacks. Anderson continues to pitch well. Brewers down 1-0. By T-Mobile, checking out what's going on around baseball today. Ivan Nova's putting together a heck of a first half of his year, and more of the same today. 6 innings of 1-hit ball, helping the Pirates over the Marlins. Nori Aoki, a milestone day for him. A couple of hits now 2000 in his professional career. You see the breakdown between here in Japan and Albert Pujols, number 601 this afternoon.
Just keeps going, doesn't he?
Sure does.
Angels beating the Astros. That's a news flash.
That is. The Astros don't lose a whole lot. Orlando Arcia looks at a curve from Robbie Ray for strike one. Arcia walked his first plate appearance, and in the second he sends one into the corner in left field, and Orlando Arcia on his way into second with a double. Good start to the fifth here for the Crew.
Well, if you hadn't noticed, Arcia is starting to pull the ball a little bit more than he was early in the season. This was a pitch early in the year where he tried to just shoot it into right field, but all of a sudden now, getting the bat head out, didn't even look like a strike. Might have been up and in, barely a strike, but able to whistle it inside that third baseline. Really starting to come together and understand himself as a hitter.
To have himself a good series. He had 3 hits on Friday night. There's Chase Anderson, was unsuccessful trying to bunt the runner up his first plate appearance. This is here. So he fouls off that bunt attempt. Strikeout happened when he bunted foul with 2 strikes.
Going to have to bunt the ball toward the third baseline if he's going to be able to advance a base runner. Now they're holding Arcia. Goldschmidt's right on top of him.
And checking to see if Arcia is going to drift a little too far. Nick Ahmed covering over there. Brewers trying to break through against Robbie Ray. His last 34 and a third innings, he has given up all of 1 run and has struck out 41 in that stretch. He has 6 strikeouts so far this afternoon. And again, a foul ball. Chase has yet to lay down a successful sacrifice bunt this season. And he's going to try one more time, and that's a good bunt. Third base side. That is well done. There you go. Out number 1.
That's all you had to say.
That's right. It's that reverse jinx thing.
That was a beautiful bunt, exactly where you want it, toward the third baseline, and able to advance Arcia to third with less than 2 outs.
Go. Runner at third with 1 out. Well executed bunt from Chase Anderson. And now Lewis Brinson steps to the plate, making his big league debut. Let's tell you a little bit about Lewis.
Yeah, a little scouting report on Brinson. He's got a really strong arm. We saw that in the first inning. He runs really good routes according to his manager Craig Counsell. Gap to gap hitter. And as he matures in the major leagues, he's going to show some power. He's got 6 home runs down in the minor leagues. But he's only 23, still learning himself as a hitter. He's got tremendous leverage through his swing, and the more and more he plays, the more power he's going to show.
Was robbed of a hit in his first at bat today, and his first at bat in the big leagues. Nice play by the shortstop Nick Ahmed. Those 6 home runs, by the way, for the Sky Sox, they all came against right-handed pitching. But that said, he had all of 39 plate appearances against lefties. He's facing the left-hander Robbie Ray here this afternoon. Ground ball and a walk so far for Brinson. Here's the 1-1. Big cut.
They got that one up and in, and borderline strike. Brinson tried to get on top of it, and Robbie Ray threw it right by him.
First round pick in the MLB draft 5 years ago by the Texas Rangers, 29th overall. Here comes the 1-2. And a swing and a miss. Herman will have to secure it, and he does for the second out.
That's that curveball. I mean, that is a nasty pitch. He throws it harder at times. He'll throw it harder with 2 strikes to get that swing and miss. Take a little bit off really to count.
It's a tough way to get your introduction to the big leagues facing Robbie Ray.
So you don't see left-handers down in the minor leagues like Robbie Ray, because if you're a left-hander, you throw like that, you're not in the minor leagues.
Exactly right.
You're in the big leagues quickly.
Yes, sir. Here's Eric Thames. He takes a look at a strike at 96 from Ray. Line to center. Or excuse me, a strikeout and a pop up to short. That's the day so far for Thames. And he's behind in the count 0-2 here. "16 homers. He's driven in 30. It's a big month for Thames, the historic month of April. He was launching early and often, especially against the Reds. A swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts for Robbie Ray. He has 8 of them now through 5. We're halfway through. His team still up a run. America's champion in golf's can't miss major of the year. The 117th U.S. Open begins Thursday on Fox FS1 and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. The event comes to Wisconsin, Erin Hills.
Next week.
Yes, sir. That's going to be a lot of fun. Chris Herman leading things off. Good to see Steve Stricker in the field. A little bit more Wisconsin flavor. A really good guy, very highly respected pro. And earned a spot in the field. Good for him.
Good short game, right?
Yeah, yes.
Chip and putt.
Look at you here, golf analyst.
Hey,
all those years with BA, huh? It's starting to kind of like osmosis. Is starting.
No, it wouldn't have anything to do with him. It's a lot of hours wild away on the couch watching golf.
Gotta love your honesty.
Yeah.
Well, you guys got a chance to look at the trophy up close the last homestand.
Yeah.
I was a little jealous sitting at home watching.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
I've never seen BA so excited.
He was.
I've been with him 11 years. Never has he been that excited.
I thought he was crying there toward the end. He's dreaming.
He wanted to take it home, actually.
There's a ground ball into the shift. That's Orlando Arcia. And that's out number 1.
I was amazed at those guys that win that trophy get to keep it at their house and do whatever they want with it for 11 months.
That's impressive.
Then they give it back and give it to somebody else, and it's never been broken.
That's amazing.
It's been dented a little bit.
Yeah, unlike the Stanley Cup, which is probably a little bit bigger, but it's maybe a little more broken in, shall we say.
But think about it. I mean, you compare the two. I mean, hockey players and golfers.
Kind of one extreme to the other. Although
I'm not generalizing, but
hockey players are by nature good golfers, though.
Same swing.
Why. Yes, very much. I know just through the years with Wisconsin, the UW, those guys. I'm not sure I could tell you a bad golfer, a guy who played hockey.
I believe that.
I can tell you some bad basketball, or not bad basketball players, but basketball players who are bad golfers. Yes, that I could tell you, but hockey not so much. Nick Ahmed grounded to short in the second inning. Well, I think you and I are probably that same skill level as golfers. You know, he's probably a scratch. He'd try to sandbag you and tell you that's not the case. But he's probably a scratch golfer. You and I, we just wave down the beverage carts. We can do that pretty well.
Yeah, I'm good through about 14.
Yep.
Then the mind starts to drift a little bit.
I understand. There's a trophy. There it is. That's what they are playing for at Aaron Hills.
Yeah.
I think it's great as coming to Wisconsin, this event. It's terrific. This is I know BA talked about it. He knows the sport far better than I, but he didn't take him long to understand what golf means to people in Wisconsin. Growing up in Texas, he probably gave an image that you might have a 2-week window back home in Wisconsin to play golf. That's not the case.
No.
You and I could shoot 110 and any time of year.
Hey, look, we get our money's worth.
We do. And if you're going to pay those greens fees,
you pay.
You need.
You actually pay.
Well, try to avoid
Matt
it.
LePay pays playing golf in Madison.
Try to avoid it.
Shame on you.
You got a guy. You got a guy who helps you out, gets you in. Allegedly, I did once. Ahmed through the right side and a base hit. Both teams now with 3 hits this afternoon.
Now fastball away, and Ahmed able to find the hole. They had him shaded up the middle at second. Big hole between first and second base, and Ahmed with a 1-out single.
Not much coming easy in this game. It's few and far between. Here's Robbie Ray. Ray has 7 hits this year. He does have a homer on his resume, not this year, but in his career. He has gone deep one time. The big story for him is his work on the pitching mound. Next to impossible to score on here of late. And he was showing bunt and pulls back. Has 4 sacrifice bunts so far this year, does Ray. 1 out, 1 on in a 1-run game. Pitcher boy there in a swing and a foul.
Yeah, squaring around early, bringing that bat back and trying to hit the ball on the ground.
Perez was coming in tight from third. The ball to strike to Ray. Two friends square off again. Anderson and Ray, runner going, pitch a strike, throw down. Oh yeah, they got it. Jet Bandy catches Nick Ahmed trying to steal. And just like that, 2 outs, bases empty.
Well, it was a straight steal. You know, the job for Robbie Ray was to lay that bunt out. You know, keep Bandy back, throw a little bit high, but still able to get him. Good quick release. Now, you can credit Chase Anderson getting rid of it quickly. I don't know, Ahmed looking in as though he was waiting for something else to happen other than that bunt attempt being pulled back. Not sure.
And Ray, a swing and a miss, and that will do it for the Diamondbacks in the 5th. Pitching duel as advertised so far. Brewers baseball on Fox Sports Wisconsin is brought to you by Miller Lite, the original light beer. 1-0 Arizona leads Milwaukee as we move to the 6th inning here in Phoenix. Well, we mentioned it's a scheduled off day for the Brewers in terms of playing games, but anything but as front office folks, scouts, David Stearns, Matt Arnold, MLB draft tomorrow, and here's how the day 1 picks will look like for the Brewers. They get the 9th overall pick, a competitive balance pick there as well. So obviously keep tabs along with us on what's going on in the draft this week, beginning tomorrow.
Yeah, we had Todd Johnson on, head of scouting for the Brewers, and excited about the draft tomorrow evening, and a lot of talent out there. A good split between college kids, high school kids.
Domingo Santana leading off here in the 6th.
Minnesota Twins have the first pick.
They do. It's intriguing to keep track of. It's obviously different as you see Santana caught looking to start the 6th inning. That's 9 strikeouts now for Robbie Ray. Football, basketball, you watch those drafts and you see guys who maybe help right away. Baseball is oftentimes, most of the time, a little bit different, but those are guys you keep track of. Like we're watching Corey Ray right now in the year he's having with the Carolina, the Class A affiliates of the Brewers. On and on it goes. Brinson was a #1 draft pick of the Rangers 5 years ago. Track their careers as they move through the system. It's at the plate, presented by Wendy's. Hernan Perez, a single his last time at the plate. Line to center in the 1st inning. Oh, 0-2 the count. Once again, Ray is in complete command. Another strikeout. That is 4 in a row Final 2 of the 5th and the first 2 here in the 6th. 10 strikeouts today for the left-hander.
Yeah, this time the slider gets Hernan Perez, and seems like Robbie Ray is getting stronger as the game goes on. Supposed to be down and in. That's exactly where it is. 83 miles an hour, and another punch out. That's 10.
Shutout of the Pirates a couple of starts ago. Bird is in there to Jed Bandy for strike 1.
Yeah, that's 3 consecutive starts for Robbie Ray with 10 or more strikeouts.
11 against the Padres, 10 with his shutout of the Pirates, and just like that, 0-2 to Jed Bandy. Ray has yet to miss the strike zone here in inning number 6. Of those 86 pitches, 63 have been strikes for Robbie Ray so far. Two strikes and nothing to Jet Bandy. Here it comes. And a little bloop to the shortstop. And that'll do it. Look on the catch. Another 1-2-3 inning for Robbie Ray. Still 1-0. NL East standings looks not much in the way of a race going on there, as the Nats with a 10-game lead, and next up the Mets at 5 below 500. Running away, it would appear, the Washington Nationals. Top of the order here for Arizona. Gregor Blanco is after a curveball, and it gets through Thames and into right field. Leadoff man on for the D-backs.
Boy, every base runner seems like a big deal in this game, and that's one that Eric Thames knows he's going to be able to handle. Not sure how they're going to score it, but one that he should have been able to take care of and get it out. That's a leadoff base runner for Arizona.
They will rule it a base hit. Activity now in the Brewers bullpen. Carlos Torres is up. Pitching duel pretty much as anticipated here. You're right. Chase Anderson Allows the leadoff man to reach in Gregor Blanco. Here's David Peralta.
And those base runners, those leadoff base runners, really hurt, particularly when you get this part of the order with Goldschmidt and Lamb coming up. And first time the Diamondbacks have had their leadoff hitter on today.
There's Goldschmidt on deck. He has one of the 4 hits for Arizona this afternoon. Peralta takes a strike.
Dan Iasone really likes that low strike today, and that's a strike that, for the most part, we've seen not be called too much this year. He's been pretty consistent calling that pitch.
Yeah, you're right. It's seen time and again. Look at the Fox tracks and pitch right at the bottom of the zone. Pitcher's not getting the benefit of the doubt. Different story today.
Dan Iasone has got the reputation of a very good ball strike umpire. Pretty consistent, and if you were to have to choose, I think he'd lean on the side of a pitcher's umpire as opposed to a hitter's umpire, but not by much.
1 strike pitch to Peralta. In the air to center field. Keon Broxton, 1 out.
Hey, baseball's brightest stars take its biggest stage as Miami hosts the Midsummer Classic, and you can make sure that your hometown 9 are well represented by going to Brewers.com/vote and casting a ballot filled with Brewers up to 5 times per day and 35 times total. All-Star game in Miami
coming up. The premier All-Star game in sports. Still.
Agreed.
Yeah, right. I mean, second place is distant. Here's Paul Goldschmidt. A double in the first inning and a strikeout in the 4th.
I think what makes the baseball All-Star game so unique is that it means something in the regular season, or I guess I should say postseason. Well, it used to anyway.
Yeah, certainly did for a few years, but not. But still, I think there's still the pride there, even without the home field, being an issue anymore. There's still the individual pride, the matchup. This is a sport where you can't hide, and you get that chance. Even with interleague play, you could get matchups in an All-Star game that you could also get in the regular season. But there could be a lot of matchups that you don't. That's your only chance to face a certain pitcher or a National League pitcher to get your one and only opportunity against an Albert Pujols, or before the Trout injury, your chance to square off against Trout. It's still fun to watch. There's still the bragging rights. Runner on the move, pitch a strike, and the throw is not in time. Stolen base for Gregor Blanco.
Well, it's the whole event of the All-Star experience. I mean, it starts the day before. You get the Futures game, you get the home run contest, and then you see the game. It's a lot of fun. I remember when Milwaukee hosted that event.
Well, I think too, there's that fan base pride. When the Brewers get in, you're watching to see how they do. I remember a few years back when Jonathan Lucroy made it. There's a Derek Jeter coming up to the plate and giving Lucroy a tap, saying, "Hey, congratulations, man! You're in it. You're in the All-Star game." A lot of meaning. 2 balls, 1 strike to Paul Goldschmidt. Blanco dancing off the bag at second.
And reaching back for a little bit extra right there was Chase. Pitch count getting up there for Anderson at 98 right now. Activity in that Brewers bullpen.
Torres continues to get loose. Three and 1 the counts to the always dangerous Paul Goldschmidt. And that is slapped just foul at third. tight game like this. This is a big moment now with a runner in scoring position, 1 out. Goldschmidt will be followed by Jake Lamb. Two big thumpers in this Arizona lineup. And with most RBIs in the big leagues, 56. Here comes the 2-2.
Good pitch. Changeup.
Didn't get the call there. Just a touch low. Full count now. Blanco at second. He singled, stole second. His 5th steal of the year. Here comes the payoff. The crowd it goes, 30,000 plus this afternoon at Chase Field. Good numbers here, 40,000 plus last night. Why not? This Diamondbacks team has been very good, trying to get back into the postseason for the first time since 2011. Great series with the Brewers. Winning it in 5. The electricity at Miller Park. It's the World Championship team here of 2001. They have not been above 500 since 2011. And a strikeout of Goldschmidt.
Same pitch. He struck him out last time up. What, fastball, outer half. That must be the spot for him. A little cut fastball looked like right there and got him right off the bat. Actually not. Four-seamer at 95. Pitch looked like it had a little movement to it.
He's gotten the better of Goldschmidt now each of the last 2 matchups. Here's Jake Lamb. Job is not yet done here in the 6th. Lamb has driven in the game's only run. It's a ground out where Peralta was able to score. It's Blanco who began this inning with a single to right. Under the glove of Eric Thames.
That's a pitch we're talking about with Iasoni, a little bit off the corner. And gives Anderson the strike.
Pitch number 104 coming up for Chase Anderson. He gets it again.
Pretty much same spot. Drury looking back there saying, what are you doing here? If I were Drury, I'd swing at the, I should say Lamb, I'd swing at the next one.
You might want to. No balls, 2 strikes to Jake Lamb. Yeah, why not try it?
I have nothing in the box, but it's a 1-2 count.
That's right. Ball, 2 strikes to Jake Lamb. 16 homers to go with his 56 RBIs. With a 3-run shot on Friday night. Here comes the 1-2. Just inside.
They got first base open, right-hander on deck. Let's see if he goes with the changeup here.
There's Brandon Drury on deck. And let's see what Chase dials up here. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Lamb. Here it comes.
Yep, change up.
Just outside. Season high for pitches for Anderson is 114, and that came in his previous outing against the Diamondbacks on May 27th. Went 7 innings. Started the 8th, gave up the hit in the 8th inning to Nick Ahmed, and a swing and a miss, and he strikes out Jake Lamb. How about that? Runner in scoring position with 1 out, with big run producers at the plate. He gets a strikeout of Goldschmidt. Likewise versus Lamb. Still 1-0 Arizona.
Brewers, Diamondbacks. And next Sunday is Father's Day. There's no better way to celebrate than bringing Dad out to a ball game. The Brewers are at home against the Padres, and the first 20,000 fans get a Brewers golf umbrella. That's courtesy of Palermo's Frozen Pizza.
Brewers taking 3 out of 4 in the series in San Diego. Padres coming to Miller Park. Let's see if the Brewers can get their bats going here. Bobby Ray continues to pitch extremely well. He has allowed all of 3 hits. The Brewers have stranded 5. Keon Broxton leading off, and a curveball has Broxton down to the count 0-1.
Diamondbacks have really pitched well last couple of nights, huh? The starters.
As Zach Godley. He keeps going up and down, right, between here and Reno, the AAA affiliate.
All he does is get outs.
And apparently it's not a done deal that he's going to stay in the rotation. They'll see how that plays out. But you're right. He's had now 6 straight quality starts as Godley. The Diamondbacks starting pitching ranks 4th in the National League in ERA, and overall 2nd. They've been strong both in their rotation. The bullpen has been good. Fernando Rodney, who closed out last night's game, had a very difficult start to the season, but he has caught a very good rhythm right now. And you see the numbers there for Torey Lovello's pitching staff. And a nice catch. There you go.
There's some points right there for you.
Yeah, no doubt. Trying to act like he's done it before. Look what I did.
She's impressed.
Yeah, say, how do you like me now? 2-2 pitch to Broxton. Swung on and missed. That's out number 1 in the 7th. 11 strikeouts now for Ray, including 5 of the last 6. He is retired.
And Keon continues to be caught in between, behind the fastball, ahead of the off-speed stuff, and it is a mind game at this point for Keon
off afternoon against a red hot pitcher. Just matched his season high in strikeouts. Twelve first pitch strikes helping along the way, and it's now 0-2 to Eric Sogard. Ray's career high in strikeouts is 13. Quite the addition to this pitching staff for Arizona. Came over in a 3-team trade back in December of 14. Tigers, Yankees, D-backs all involved. And that is strike 3 called. Another one for Robbie Ray. A dozen here this afternoon.
Just impeccable command, and even when he misses his spot, Iannetta wanted that one in the outside corner. Check out where he puts it. Inner half, and gets Sogard looking.
Was on the brink of an immaculate inning in the 6th, but Jed Bandy popped up with 2 strikes after strikeouts of Santana and Hernan Perez. Orlando Arcia. They haven't gotten him out yet. A walk and a double for the shortstop here today. Here's the 1-1. Lets it fly with a fastball.
Didn't like that one. It been pretty close on the inside corner.
Two-one pitch. Say with Ray, he is up the tempo, and he has also shortened the delivery, and it's been a big help to him.
Yeah, he's working quickly, real fast. That's why Arcia is stepping out. Slow him down a little bit.
Here's the 2-2 pitch. It's safely now in 19 of his last 21 games as Arcia. His double in the 5th inning. He extends his hitting streak to 6. 2-2. Fastball is high. Find a way to get on against this guy. Get a pinch hitter up there as Aguilar is waiting if the inning extends, and it does. Just missing is Ray, and Arcia is on with a walk.
He wasn't sure either. He took that last pitch. A slider just missed the top of the strike zone, and I think he was waiting for a ring up. Didn't get it, and that brings Aguilar to the plate. You see his reaction. Wasn't real convinced that that wasn't a strike.
Second time that Arcia has walked this afternoon. His pitching coach Mike Butcher will make his way to the mound. Bullpen getting active. J.J. Hoover, former Red.
Aguilar started the game in Milwaukee against Robbie Ray, got a base hit.
Certainly, you look back the last month or so, he has got things cranked up at the plate. Trying to break out of it in that series in St. Louis, as a matter of fact, where the Brewers are headed after this game. His first big league home run came at Busch Stadium. Let's see what Jesus does here in a pinch hitting role.
All of a sudden, that strike zone is starting to shrink a little bit, benefiting the Brewers.
Aguilar 7 for 26 as a pinch hitter. One of those 7 hits, a home run. Two balls, no strikes. looked good from Ray's perspective. One he could not argue with. Here's the 2-0. Getting interesting here.
Yeah. Well, let's see if Craig Counsell gives Aguilar the green light on 3-0. Why not? Gets a fastball that he likes. Maybe he can launch one.
Lewis Brinson waits on deck. 3 balls, no strikes to Aguilar, and we're going to see Brinson coming up in a big moment.
Probably going to be seeing a different pitcher. Back-to-back walks with 2 outs. Bullpen for the Diamondbacks has been active.
And you are correct, sir. A move will be made. A terrific outing for Robbie Ray, but after getting strikeouts of Broxton and Sogard, Robbie Ray issues walks to Arcia and Jesus Aguilar. One of the hot pitchers in baseball continues that very effective stretch, but he leaves with 2 men aboard. Brewers down 1 here in the 7th. The Brewers a 1-0 game. Robbie Ray exits after issuing back-to-back walks. Check out that pitching line though. 12 strikeouts, 1 shy of his career high. Continues to deal.
Yeah, real good command of the fastball, but I mean the pitch for him, you know, was the curveball. He got a lot of miles out of that curveball. Didn't throw too many sliders. Dan Iasona, the home plate umpire, was calling a little bit off the corners today for both pitchers. 12 strikeouts, 1 shy of a career high for Robbie Ray. Another good outing against Milwaukee.
Here you see J.J. Hoover on the mound. He signed a deal with the Diamondbacks in January, and he faces Lewis Brinson. Today making his major league debut, was robbed of a single in the 1st inning, walked, stole a base in the 3rd, and struck out in the 5th. He's at the plate with Arcia at 2nd, Jesus Aguilar at 1st.
And basically fastball slider for Hoover. Remember Hoover as a member of the Reds. Spent most of the year last year in AAA. Back here in the big leagues, he's been throwing the baseball pretty well as of late.
2 balls, no strikes to Brinson, and a swing and a foul tip. You're right about what Hoover has done lately. He hasn't given up anything over his last 14 appearances. 10 1/3 and 16 strikeouts in that stretch. 2-1 pitch to Brinson. There you see, we were talking about this earlier, and we'll show you what we're talking about. The power has come against right-handers. Again, you predominantly will face right-handers. Rock, as you mentioned, is a great reminder for all of us. If you're really effective as a lefty, you're at this level already.
Right.
You're saying.
They're not going to waste you in the minor leagues.
3-1 pitch.
Going for the downs on that swing. Yep, 3-1. Swings right through it with a big swing.
A full count. Runners will be on the move as the Brinson family looks on. Here it comes. Did he check it? Yes, he did. Ball 4, and the bases are loaded.
It's probably going to be the end of the day for Hoover. He got a left-hander coming up, left-hander in the bullpen. And Brinson wasn't sure if he held up. Boy, that could have gone either way. And first base umpire Brian Gorman says nothing doing. And bases loaded for the Brewers. All 3 of them coming on walks.
One batter faced, and Hoover cannot retire Lewis Brinson. Jorge De La Rosa had been warming up. Pitching change. Bases loaded in the 7th. Brewers down 1. Brewers have the bases loaded with 2 men outs, and Eric Thames will be the hitter. Let's check out the Powerball home run leaderboard. Thames at the top with 16. Santana, Shaw, Perez, and Braun rounding out our Powerball home run leaderboard. As it'll be lefty versus lefty here, as Thames will face the one-time Brewer Jorge De La Rosa.
You can see why they brought him in. I mean, left-handers are hitting at a 111 clip, and lately it's been even better than that. 2 for the last 25 are left-handers against De La Rosa, making his first appearance in this series.
Here we go. The combination of Robbie Ray and J.J. Hoover. They have walked the bases loaded. 2 walks from Ray, 1 from Hoover. And here's Eric Thames. Brewers are everywhere right now. And a strike to the first baseman. Thames looking for his first hits. He's 1 for 11 here in the series. Had a double on Friday night. Two strikeouts and a pop-up this afternoon from Thames so far. Arcia at third. Aguilar at second. Brinson the runner at first. And an 0-2 count to Eric Thames. Brewers have stranded 5 runners. They have 3 hits today. Here comes the 0-2. He struck him out. And the Brewers leave him loaded here in the 7th. Jorge De La Rosa pitches the D-backs out of a jam. Still 1-0 at stretch time. leading the Brewers. Milwaukee missing a big chance there in the top half of the 7th inning. Check out our Jimmy John's delivery of the game. Chase Anderson once again very effective. The Diamondbacks getting a run early, but Chase once again, Brock, pitching very, very well.
Yeah, that's what he gets for giving up a run, right? I mean, Robbie Ray outstanding. Chase Anderson has been on the top of his game now for his last 4 starts, and we knew coming in that runs were going to be hard to come by. We didn't think it was going to be this tough. Look at the comparison. Robbie Ray with the big strikeouts, Chase Anderson with 8. Neither team really mounting much of a rally today, and just as you figured. So back-to-back games here in Arizona, very good pitching that we've seen from both clubs.
Yeah, this one's certainly living up to the billing, and now it's up to Carlos Torres to keep this game close as the Brewers go to their bullpen for the first time this afternoon.
Well, Carlos last pitched on Friday right here against the Diamondbacks, 2/3 scoreless. Oh, he's going to have the bottom half of the batting order. Goldschmidt, Lamb have already batted, both striking out against Chase Anderson. Imperative to put a 0 up and stay close here. Brewers one long ball away from tying it up.
Brandon Drury, Daniel Descalso, and Chris Herman. Hitters here in the bottom half of the 7th for Arizona. Brewers will leave the desert in first place regardless of the outcome, but need a win to stay 2 in front of the Cubs. Cubbies have knocked off the Rockies this afternoon 7-5. So at the moment, a game and a half separating those teams in the NL Central. Cardinals getting by the Phillies today 6-5. That's the next stop for the Brewers over to Busch Stadium. Split doubleheader on Tuesday. Torres with the 1-0 to Drury, and that is hit in the air to right center field. Long run, Broxton, and it's gone. Second home run in as many games for Brandon Drury.
Well, the cut fastball right down the middle of the plate, and Brandon Drury has been a thorn in the side of this Brewers pitching staff. Big home run last night, and giving them a 2-0 lead now, and a home run into the opposite field. The cut fastball didn't do much, right down the middle of the plate.
Here's Daniel Descalso. Descalso has struck out a couple of times here today. One looking, one swinging.
And Carlos Torres gets in trouble when that cut fastball flattens out, doesn't get much depth to it. That one pretty straight. It spun up there, stayed in the middle part of the plate.
0-2 to Descalso. Brewers will have the 3, 4, and 5 hitters in the 8th inning. Santana, Perez, and Bandy. Big opportunity for the Crew in the top half of the 7th. Robbie Ray retired the first 2 hitters, striking out Keon Broxton and Eric Sogard. And Arcia and Aguilar walked. J.J. Hoover came in to face Lewis Brinson. Brinson worked in for a walk, and then Jorge De La Rosa struck out Eric Thames with the bases loaded.
Boy, De La Rosa has been very tough in those spots. He has not allowed an inherited runner to score all year now, 13 for 13.
Part of a good bullpen that maybe a lot of people haven't talked about. It's pretty good. Descalso gets a hold of one into center field. A home run and a single to begin the 7th for the Diamondbacks.
Yeah, that one stayed out or half. Descalso up in the strike zone, able to hit it hard into center field. No activity in that Brewers bullpen. This is Torres' inning. And that cutter's not working. It's a lonely feeling for Torres out there on the mound. And so far, the first 2 hitters haven't been doing much.
There is Chris Herman. Brewers need Herman to stay in this slump that he's in. 0 for his last 27. Curve is inside. He's 0 for 2 today. A strikeout and a ground ball to short. Herman in college, he spent some time in junior college as well as the University of Miami. With the Hurricanes, he was mostly an outfielder and a designated hitter. Junior college, he didn't catch, but played third, played some outfield. Best year in the big leagues was a year ago. Appeared in 56 games and showed some pop. Sore right hand kept him out a couple of games last week. Actually had a bit of a power surge in the middle of May. Homered in 3 straight games this season for the Diamondbacks.
Yeah, with 3 catchers, Iannetta far and away the better of the 3 offensively. Herman with the 5 home runs, but Iannetta, he can hurt you. He's hit some big homers, this year for Arizona,
including one against the Brewers at Miller Park. Jeff Mathis, the other catcher, very good receiver, pitch framer. He's been a good veteran catcher. The hitting on the light side, but good defensively.
Yeah, but again, not too many teams have the luxury, especially with all the relievers that teams carry these days, to have 3 catchers. 3 of their 5 bench players are catchers.
Unusual. We saw Clint Hurdle for a while when the Brewers were in Pittsburgh a little over a month ago. They had 3 and Hurdle didn't want to keep it that way. They had Francisco Cervelli missing some time. They didn't DL him. He actually came back and played in the series against the Brewers, but that's what had him in a holding pattern, and they had 3 there for a time.
Right. Actually, it's 2 out of 5 catchers are on the bench. One of them playing, of course.
Yes. Two balls, 2 strikes to Herman. We get the gist. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. For dramatic effect.
Absolutely. High drama. Torres trying to record an out here in the 7th inning. Leadoff home run from Brandon Drury. A base hit to center. Daniel Descalso. 2-2 pitch coming to Herman. In the air to left field. Brinson, long run, and it is a foul ball.
Off the top of the fence in foul territory and bounced into the seats. Oh, that didn't miss by much. That ball had some good carry on it. Check it out, right off the top of the fence. Clearly in foul territory. If it hits the green there, it's a foul ball.
And there you see the mark. Well, apparently they're going to look at it anyway.
Yeah, where that the yellow stops is where foul territory begins.
This should be a very quick review. Here it is again.
I mean, not really close, I guess. They don't have the luxury of seeing it the way we can in slow motion, but they just want to make sure. It's going to be a foul ball.
Ryan Gorman, number 9 there, left side, the crew chief. The only thing that would delay this review would be a technical glitch, I think, in New York. And get the confirmation here. There you have it. Well, a chance for Carlos Torres to regroup.
And a glimmer of hope for Herman.
Scalzo, the runner at first. He has stolen 1 base this year. In the meantime, 2 balls, 2 strikes to Herman. And that's hit in the air, right field and deep. Santana can only watch, and the Diamondbacks are breaking it open in the 7th. Couple of hits taken away from him on Friday night. No one could take that one back. A 2-run homer.
Check it out. The cut fastball up and in. Herman just missed a home run down the left field line and able to keep this one fair. So 2 home runs in the inning. Carlos has yet to record an out. Diamondbacks continue to slug home runs here in this ballpark.
Meantime, the bullpen is getting busy again. 56 of them now in the home park for Arizona. Neftali Feliz getting ready now for Milwaukee. So a 1-0 deficit becomes a 4-0 deficit. Drury a solo shot. Chris Herman a 2-run blast. Here's Nick Ahmed. Cutter in there for strike 1. How fast these games can turn. The Brewers down 1 in the 7th. And the bases loaded, and their home run leader at the plate, but De La Rosa was able to get the best of Eric Thames. And now here in the bottom of the 7th, the Diamondbacks have put 3 on the board, and still nobody out.
Yeah, it's a good offensive team, these Diamondbacks. It just gives you a sense of how good Chase Anderson's been. Limiting these guys to 1 run in 2 starts.
That's a heck of a job. 7 innings of 1 hit ball at Miller Park. There's a swing and a miss, and Bandy will secure the strikeout. And there's the first out of the inning.
Hey, if you don't already have plans for Monday, June 19th, you do now. Hey, the Brewers square off against the Pirates. And all fans in attendance get an Eric Thames Revere the Beard t-shirt courtesy of BP Come On Back Club. Tickets are started just $6 at Brewers.com. Revere the Beard.
Yes, sir.
Spelled B-E-E-R-D.
The beer maker.
He likes beer. He has a beard.
Likes to make beer.
Revere them both.
Ray Fuentes pinch hitting. See his numbers this season. Started in center last night for the Diamondbacks. Fuentes was a first-round pick. The Red Sox back in 2009 was traded to the Padres. Anthony Rizzo involved in that trade. With the Rangers last year. Signed with the Diamondbacks back in December. Ball, 2 strikes. A weak swing and a miss right there for the second out of the inning. Back-to-back strikeouts now for Carlos Torres. Rough inning, but Torres able to bounce back, get a couple of punch outs, and now Craig Counsell will go to his bullpen. And call for Neftali Feliz. So a 3-run inning here at the expense of Carlos Torres. The Brewers down 4. Pitching change here at field. Beginning with the Diamondbacks scored 3 against Carlos Torres, and now Neftali Feliz will try to finish off this bottom half of the 7th.
I guess it was the pitch count that got Carlos Torres. Feliz last pitched on Thursday against the Giants, a 3-up, 3-down inning, struck out the side actually. First appearance in this series, and he comes in here in the 7th with 2 outs.
He will face Gregor Blanco. Singled in the 6th inning. He's also struck out and grounded to first. Two home runs in this inning for Arizona. D-backs have gone deep in their home park now, 15 straight games. They did that, but you have to go back more than a decade and a half ago. Toward the end of the 2000 season and the first few weeks of the 01 season, and of course the championship season for Arizona for Bob Brenly's Diamondbacks.
Had some bangers on that team, didn't they?
Did, yes, sir. An epic series against the New York Yankees. You rally against Mariano Rivera, you have earned it. They did. As Craig Counsell would rehash, I'm sure, if you asked. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count to Blanco.
Well, you ask him about that, he just kind of puts his head down and smiles. He said, we have to talk about that every time we come here.
I did not ask you. I'm sure he was.
No. I mean, not you. Yeah. I mean, it always comes up. Somebody asks him.
Yeah, it's natural.
What comes to mind when you come here every year?
How did it feel?
Right. Tell us your innermost thoughts. It's like it's something that counts as all that comfortable doing.
A little more into the now. Managing this bullpen, managing this roster, which has a lot of young players, and a team that has gotten a lot younger, at least for the time being, in the last week, with Brett Phillips and Josh Hader and Lewis Brinson. And we'll see how long they're here this time around. And I enjoy watching these guys, keep the expectations in the short term on the modest side. As they're in that stage where there's a lot of firsts. Your first hit, your first put out, your first error. So Lewis Brinson reached twice on walks today and has a stolen base.
The growing pains of a young team getting through a major league season. And the one thing the Brewers could count on pretty much for a good stretch of time was getting some runs on the board and coming up with hits. The Brewers have only had 5 hits the last 2 games.
Yeah, they have run into some terrific pitching. See Brett Phillips right there, one of the young ones called up in the last week. But yeah, Zach Godley very good last night. Robbie Ray continues to be terrific. Payoff pitch and ball 4 to Blanco.
Have a 3-2 changeup by Phillies. They're trying to get that pitch going.
A runner on now as Phillies will face David Peralta. Got the scoring started, did Peralta. He singled in the first inning, came around eventually to score on a ground ball from Jake Lamb. And that was all Arizona could get off of Chase Anderson, but the D-backs have scored 3 runs here in the 7th. Solo homer from Brandon Drury and then a 2-run shot from Chris Herman. Runners going. The pitch is taken. The throw from Bandy. Not in time. Blanco with his 2nd stolen base of the day.
I got a pitcher out there trying to throw strikes. He's been getting behind in the count, and Blanco taking advantage of that. A big lead, good jump, and not much of a chance for Bandy.
A team that's not afraid to run. They run well, this Arizona team. They hit well. We talked about especially in the home ballpark. The stolen base department, only the Reds as a team have more. The Brewers and Diamondbacks neck and neck, 2nd and 3rd stolen bases. Good team that Torey Lovello has over here. 2-1 pitch. Carry into the seats.
Nothing wrong with the velocity for Phillies. He's throwing hard, 98 in that last pitch. It's been the off-speed stuff that has been elusive for him on a consistent basis. Changeup and curveball.
Trying to finish off what has been a long 7th inning here for the Brewers. Blanco, the runner, at 2nd. Now the 2-2. It's a little Cueto turn, and the ball is hit deep into left field. And this hit the foul pole, a home run. 3rd bomb of the inning for the Diamondbacks.
Well, the four-seam fastball for Neftali Feliz at 97. And David Peralta puts a nice swing on it and dings the foul pole. 2 more runs in, and Feliz continues to struggle. And struggling with his off-speed stuff.
Here's Goldschmidt. He goes the other way. Long run for Santana. Can't get it. A fair ball. Into the corner it goes. A double for Goldschmidt. This very rugged inning will not end yet here for the Brewers.
Craig Counsell trying to get Feliz some work, taking Torres out with 2 outs. Things have not worked out very well for Neftali Feliz. A walk, a home run, a double.
And the Diamondbacks break open what was a 1-run game through 6.5. Here's Jake Lamb. RBI ground out in the first. Grounded to short and struck out in the 6th inning. 9th man to hit in the 7th. '57 RBIs for Lamb, the most in the major leagues. Chase Anderson went the first 6, gave up 4 hits, a run, walked 1. He struck out 8.
Boy, deserved a better fade. He's the pitcher of record. He's on the hook for the loss after giving up 1 run in 6 innings.
Carlos Torres giving up 3 runs here in the inning. 2 more allowed by Neftali Feliz. Off day tomorrow, and 4 games in 3 days for the Brewers in St. Louis. They can get those bats to come alive here. They have 2 more cracks at it this afternoon.
I know this bullpen's going to enjoy a day off. Craig Counsell has been forced to use a lot of relievers on a daily basis.
One close game after another, and this one was close until about 15 minutes ago or so. See that group. Corey Knebel was just outstanding again on Friday night.
And it's not that the starting pitching has been, bad about eating up innings. They have. I mean, lately they've been doing a good job of that. But the problem is not a problem, but the games are so close as the game goes on. Counsell's forced to use a lot of different pitchers, different matchups. Everybody seems to get in the game just about every day. Knebel, Barnes have thrown a lot. Torres. Oliver Drake's starting to rack up the appearances as well.
A team that had a schedule here this first half with very few off days. They're going to get some more in the second half of the season. You see some of the numbers with this bullpen, and it's had very, very good stretches too. That's something to keep in mind. Knebel, when he's on, is next to unhittable. We've seen Jacob Barnes have a couple of very good stretches. He's had to fight through some tough outings as well. The second half comes up, they're going to get some more off days, so hopefully that's something that this group can take advantage of as the season moves forward.
Yeah, last off day for the Brewers was back on May 22nd. That was the off day right before that Toronto series started. Haven't had one since. Well timed right before a doubleheader for Milwaukee.
Counsell before the game Jimmy Nelson will work one of the games. Still a starter to be determined. The second half of that split doubleheader on Tuesday night in St. Louis. Extended at bat here for Jake Lamb. Diamondbacks batting around here in inning number 7. Tally Phillies trying to end this thing. A nightmare 7th inning for the Crew. Lamb hanging tough, and Phillies will need at least 10 pitches to take care of Jake Lamb. .277 average for the third baseman. An OPS of .934. A terrific cleanup hitter for Torey Lovullo. And Phillies just walked him. So this 7th inning continues.
Well, Naftali Feliz is done for the day. Great counts on his way out. He's seen enough.
Another move here for the Brewers manager. An inning that just will not end. We'll see Willie Peralta coming on. A 6-0 lead for the Diamondbacks. Brewers trying to get through this 7th inning. The Diamondbacks have scored 5 runs, 3 long balls here in inning number 7. Torres, Feliz, and now it's Willie Peralta.
Well, you see the numbers for Peralta: 8 starts, 15th appearance. .598 earned run average for Willie. I would imagine you didn't figure he was going to be pitching in this inning. 3 different pitchers here for Counsell in the 7th. Peralta last pitched on Thursday against the Giants.
Brandon Drury, who began this 7th inning with a solo homer. All of his home runs have come in this ballpark, by the way. Or actually, that's not true. He has 7 on the year. This is a team that hits a ton of home runs here at Chase Field. 15 straight games they've homered in their home yard. Willie Peralta, another one of those just trying to find the answers.
Now, you would think Willie would be the kind of guy that would flourish in the bullpen. I mean, go through a lineup once. You know, give it all you've got out there in the mound. You don't have to pace yourself. You can throw the fastball as hard as you want, but still has to be able to command that slider.
Rare's back with a fastball there, but it's 2-1.
All of a sudden, that low strike, that nice expanded strike zone has shrunk quite a bit.
We were watching a pitching duel through the first 6 innings, 6.5 really. There's a ground ball over to Hernan Perez, and finally this inning ends. 10 men come to the plate for the Diamondbacks. 3 go deep in a 5-run inning. 6-0 Arizona. At the moment, it's a game and a half, and as the Brewers rally, they will leave town with a 1-game lead in the National League Central. Still a spot that not many outside the clubhouse would have figured the Brewers would be in as we approach the middle of June. Doing it with some young players, a lot of young players, as a matter of fact.
Much more of a surprise, the Brewers with their record or the Cubs with their record?
Yeah, that's a good question. That's a real good question.
Yeah, I mean, who would have thought Cubs would be in the second week of June at 500?
Yeah, the Brewers played well in September last year, and that was a month with a road-heavy schedule. You figured, boy, it could really unravel, and that didn't happen. And they hung in there in this first stretch of the season. We take a look at some changes here. Gregor Blanco moving over to left. Ray Fuentes out in center. The new pitcher is Archie Bradley. We saw him last night, and we see him again this afternoon.
This guy's having a nice season. A 130 earned run average, big strikeout numbers, and 186 opponent batting average, and game number 22. Back end of this bullpen has been pretty good as of late. We have Bradley in the 8th and Fernando Rodney in the 9th. We saw that combination last night.
Yeah, this has turned out to be a pretty good staff here, at least in the first half of the season, as Santana slaps a bouncer over to Nick Ahmed, and there's out number 1. Mention his scheduled off day tomorrow, but let's check out what's on tap, presented by Miller Lite. Split doubleheader with the St. Louis Cardinals. We know one of the matchups, Jimmy Nelson and Lance Lynn. We'll have at it. We'll get our coverage started Tuesday at 12:30 here on Fox Sports Wisconsin. See if the Brewers can continue their winning ways in St. Louis. Took 2 out of 3 in May. There's a chance for Jake Lamb as Perez retired for the second out. A one-time quarterback prospect with the Oklahoma Sooners, Archie Bradley. 2 up, 2 down in the 8th. Turned down the scholarship a couple of years ago in a game against Colorado early. He took a line drive to the face. I remember seeing that, or certainly hearing about it. Carlos Gonzalez with the liner, and it, by his own admission, affected Bradley beyond the injury. It was just tough to get back out there when healthy.
Yeah, I mean, it's natural.
Absolutely.
I mean, when it doesn't, affect you mentally like that, getting rid of the baseball, feeling as though you can follow through, it's kind of a surprise, right? It's like a hitter getting hit in the face.
Yeah, he has come back from all of that in very impressive fashion, and he gets 3 ground balls here in the 8th. Bottom of the 8th we go. D-backs in control. As we move to the bottom of the 8th, Willie Peralta, who finished the 7th, still out there, and he will face Jeremy Hazelbaker. Saw him on Friday night, the one-time St. Louis Cardinal. So he had a great start to his year last year, a 4th-round pick of the Red Sox back in 2009. A game that has not gone the Brewers' way at all, but you still watch to see how Peralta works through this. See if he can get something together to build on. How good he can be when he's on, but just looking for the more consistent performances.
He's got to learn how to, work out of the bullpen. It's a completely different animal. Being a starting pitcher, you have 4 days to get ready. When you walk down to that bullpen, you have to assume you're going to pitch every day, and that's a mentality that takes a while to adjust to. Willie's one of those guys that'll give you multiple innings and then get maybe a couple of days off. And the trick from going to the starting rotation to the bullpen, you don't have those side sessions to work on things. You got to figure it out there on the mound against live hitters.
And the count runs full against Hazelbaker. homer and 6 RBIs this year for Hazelbaker. The Diamondbacks come in with the best home record. A 9-game home winning streak that the Brewers snapped on Friday night. Hazelbaker begins the bottom of the 8th with a base hit. Ten hits now for Arizona. Plays in right now the best division in the National League. At the top of the group there in the NL West. Dodgers rallied today, beat the Reds 9-7. Rockies fell to the Cubs. Colorado got out of the gate very impressively, and there's a gap shot. Right center field off the bat of Chris Herman. He's snapping out of his slump this afternoon. They're going to send Hazelbaker home, and he is in. Run scoring double for Herman. It's now 7-0.
Now they're getting some pretty good swings against this Brewers bullpen today. I mean, that fastball straight as a string up out over the plate, and Herman able to find the gap. Hazelbaker with good speed, he scores easily. And the Brewers bullpen is getting roughed up today.
They really are. It was 1-0 when Chase Anderson left the game after working the first 6 innings. It has been complete opposite. Torres, Feliz, now Peralta.
6 runs, 7 hits. Once again, you go back to it. It gives you a sense of how good Chase Anderson's been, keeping this offense down the way he has in 2 starts.
Yeah, it's so impressive. And there's a liner to right off the bat of Nick Ahmed. Santana puts it away for out number 1. You're right. You look at the way these starters have performed now, and we're talking 17 games now, an ERA that's going to hover right around 2. And specifically with Anderson, this Diamondbacks team, you look at it once and that lineup will get your attention, and to give up all of 1 run in 2 outings against these guys, that's good.
Right. I mean, you look at Junior Guerra's start last night, very good.
Here's Fuentes. Struck out in the 7th inning. 10 men came to the plates.
Well, Zach Davies' start, first game of this series was a good one. Only went 5 innings, got the win.
Over the last 16 games coming into this series finale here this afternoon, gave you some of the numbers there, which includes an opponent's batting average against the Brewers starters of just .218. 8-2 record. ERA just a touch more than 2. Right about there right now. It was 2.08 coming in. Anderson allowed just 1 run through 6. 0-1 pitch to Fuentes. Drops that one in there. Does Willie for strike 2. There's Rob Scahill in the Brewers bullpen. Hoping to avoid going this deep into the pen. As I mentioned, good day for an off day tomorrow.
Ready for a glass half full?
Yeah.
At least you don't have to use Barnes and Knable today.
That's a very good point.
I mean, days off for both of them. That'll give Barnes back-to-back days off.
Well, no, that's real.
I mean, that's a reach, but hey,
it's all right.
Gotta find a silver lining.
That's right. And these guys,
then they get tomorrow off.
Can only assume that the close games will resume very quickly. As a punch out there for Peralta as he gets Fuentes for the 2nd out. When you think of the highlights of this series from the Brewers' perspective, and Knable comes to mind right away, the way he performed. again at 9th inning. That fastball that touches 100, and then a just filthy curveball that he used to end the game on Friday night. Here's Gregor Blanco.
So there's your silver lining.
That works.
Assuming the Brewers don't come back with 8 runs.
I get your good luck charm back with you on the broadcast team on Tuesday. Sophia is coming back.
I was going to say. I was waiting for you to finish that.
Well, the Twitter happy Brian Anderson, pointing out that he left the team in first place. What he forgot to tell you was that he inherited the team in first place.
Yeah, he did, right? You got him in first place.
That's right. Come on, BA.
You will leave this 3-game series with the team still in first place.
First place, yeah. Because we all know how much the announcers have to do with it. 2 balls, 1 strike to Gregor Blanco. I'm just impressed at how active he is on Twitter now. BA.
Yeah. He tweeted something about Brinson today, right?
He did, yeah. About a swing. So we had a little video of it. Two pitch.
It's funny because I check Twitter once in a while. I don't follow him.
You don't? So if there's a retweet or something like that.
I see enough of them. I don't need to read about them.
Sound like my wife.
Just kidding.
Do I listen to Matt? No, I have to live with him.
No. Just kidding, of course.
BA returns on Tuesday in St. Louis. Full count to Gregor Blanco. I think these are interesting days here for the Brewers. We'll see how long these young guys, the highly regarded prospects, how long they're up this time around. But walking into a clubhouse of a first place team, and we'll see what happens moving forward as Blanco draws a walk. And it's a priceless experience, I would think, for however long it will be for all these guys, not just Phillips and Hader and Brinson, Jet Bandy here, and these young guys who are trying to carve their niche in this Brewers roster. And we really haven't spent any time paying attention to expectations and all the preseason prognostications of where this Brewer team would be at this stage of the building process.
A lot of guys learning how to play, every day in the big leagues. Pena, Bandy, you got Arcia, VR trying to back up a good season. You got Thames coming over from Korea, playing a lot more than he ever did over in Korea. They get a lot of days off over there.
Yeah, that's a good point. And Peralta with a base hit to left. Here's Brinson. They're not going to test the arm there as the bases are loaded. 2 outs in inning number 8. The 3rd hit of the day for David Peralta. Includes a home run, 1 of 3 to go deep for the Diamondbacks in the 7th inning. Another move coming up here for Craig Counsell as he will turn to Rob Scahill. Well, the bullpen struggles continuing in a big way for the Brew Crew this afternoon. Exit Willie, enters Scahill with 2 men out in the 8th. 7-0 Arizona. Brewers bullpen. Rob Scahill now on. Diamondbacks with the bases loaded, leading 7-0.
Yeah, 13th appearance for Scahill. .312 the earned run average. Like Craig Counsell has poured through his bullpen since Chase Anderson exited after 6 innings. And Scahill pitched Thursday against the Giants, a scoreless inning. And trying to get the final out in his 8th. He's got a tough customer to deal with in Goldschmidt.
Couple of doubles today for Goldschmidt and a couple of strikeouts. The bright spots of this game, Chase Anderson twice getting Goldschmidt, including in the 6th inning with Gregor Blanco at second base. And remember, at the time, that was a 1-0 game. It was a significant moment at the time where he got Goldschmidt and Lamb on strikeouts. Bases loaded for the first baseman, and he hammers one. Deep left center, and no doubt slam for Paul Goldschmidt.
And first pitch to Goldschmidt. He makes contact, knew it was gone. A grand slam. Wow. Boy, the Diamondbacks with back-to-back 5-run innings.
This one has just blown up for the Brewers. Remember, it was 1-0 Diamondbacks. Brewers had the bases loaded, but could not convert. Jorge De La Rosa striking out Eric Thames. And that was how the top of the 7th ended, and a tight game got way out of hand. There haven't been many like this, or even close to this, for the Brewers this year. But it happens to every team, even the best. And today the Brewers are just getting whipped in every way. 1-1 to Jake Lamb. Hits to go with the 11 runs for Arizona. Lamb hitless in 3 trips. He walked in the 7th inning. And a strikeout there to end the inning, but another 5-run frame for the Diamondbacks as that offense has come alive in a very nasty way. 11-0 D-backs. Wisconsin, presented by Potawatomi Hotel and Casino. Let the games begin. Yeah, it got way out of hand in the last couple of innings. Diamondbacks getting the big man bats out to the tune of 4 homers, 3 in the 7th, and a Paul Goldschmidt grand slam in the 8th. 11-0 as the Brewers come up here in the 9th, and they'll face Selvino Bracho out of the Arizona bullpen.
Yeah, 4th different stint with the Diamondbacks already this year. Got called up back on June 8th. You saw him on Friday against Milwaukee.
And he will face Keon Broxton. Bracho worked 2/3 of an inning, a walk and a strikeout Friday night. Game the Brewers won in this series. Slider for strike 1 to Broxton. Very rough afternoon for Keon. Struck out 3 times. Robbie Ray, the starter, punched out 12, one shy of his career high, went 6 2/3. 3-hit shutout baseball. There's Jeremy Hazelbaker. He stays in the game and plays right field. This Brewers team with a very good offense, but it has been stopped cold the last 2 games. 2 hits last night and just 3 today.
And that after a big offensive output on Friday. And Brewers able to put up a ton of runs on Friday and not a whole lot since. 1 run in 2 games.
These are 2 clubs offensively. Their numbers look very similar. We have seen the best of the Arizona bats, and there's a fly ball off the bat of Broxton. Deep center field, and maybe that'll bust the slump as Broxton sends one out of here to get the Brewers on the board.
Yeah, good for him. Maybe that'll get him going. High fastball, knocked it out of here, way back in center. There you go. You get the shutout off the board. Skunk out of the box for the crew. It took a while, but they're on the board. Fastball down the middle, and Broxton put a good swing on it. Only takes 1. Down in the count, but able to knock one out of here on a 1-2 pitch. Actually 2-2 pitch.
Yeah, good for him, man. He smoked it. Here's Eric Sogard. Been a struggle for him at the plates here in the series. But you look at those numbers and it tells you how well he has hit. About a month in now with the Brewers up from Colorado Springs, and that's lifted into shallow right center field. The second baseman calling for Drury for out number 1. Someone who's had a good series at the plate, Orlando Arcia. Couple of walks, a double in the 5th inning. He had 3 infield singles on Friday night. A double he pulled in the left field in the 5th inning off of Robbie Ray. And the Brewers get on the board here in the 9th. Brock mentioned it's stint number 4 this year for Bracho. He knows the drill. Up and down 5 times last year with the Diamondbacks. Appeared in 26 games last season. not known for getting a lot of ground balls. You watch Broxton launch one over the line in center field to open up the scoring here in the 9th inning. His ground ball rate last year among the lowest in the National League. It was 29%. And just as I say that, naturally a ground ball. Jake Lamb, 1 out. As I said, underrated as a ground ball pitcher.
Right. He gets him and it surprises you, but he does get him at times.
Does. 2 outs, I should say, here in the 9th. So with 2 men out, we will take another look this weekend at Brett Phillips. Wrapping up his first week in a big league uniform. He's done a couple of hits. We have seen an example of his speed out in center field. We've seen an example of his arm. The roommates, Brinson, Hader, and Phillips, all coming up to the big club within a week. One and one to the guy they call Maverick. Not as polite a guy as you'll meet. Around shaking everybody's hand, introducing himself. Pops this one up. The ceiling scraper that Goldschmidt will handle, and that will do it. The Diamondbacks win 2 out of 3 in the series. What was a close game became anything but. The bats coming alive against the Brewers bullpen as it's on to St. Louis here for the Crew. Home run power, including a grand slam from Goldschmidt. And the Diamondbacks win it this afternoon, 11-1. Let's send it to our Fox Sports Wisconsin studio. Tom Hanneman standing by.